I'm Beth Charlebois. I'm an English professor at St. Mary's College of Maryland, and I'm here today at a rally for Patricia Prewitt, who's been incarcerated for 25 years in a maximum security prison in Vandalia, Missouri. And so why am I here as an English professor in Maryland talking about a prisoner in Missouri? It's because I came to know Patty Prewitt when I was on sabbatical in 2007 and 2008 and taught Shakespeare in prison for an organization called Prison Performing Arts.
I'm Brian Reichart. I'm a third-year evening student at Georgetown University Law Center.
I'm Tim Basil. I'm a third-year law student at Georgetown University Law Center as well.
And we are here because we heard about the rally for Patty Prewitt, and so we came down from Georgetown for this occasion. And we are involved with the Patty Prewitt case because we are students in the Community Justice Project, which is a clinic at Georgetown that was started by Professor Jane Aiken. Professor Aiken came over to Georgetown from Washington University in Missouri, where she learned about Patty's case. Patty is a woman who is serving a life sentence with no opportunity of parole until 2036 after being convicted of a murder that we thought was an unfair conviction. And so we're working together on her behalf to get her clemency from the governor of Missouri, Governor Jay Nixon. Well, from the beginning, when we heard about Patty's case, we thought, something was very unfair about her trial. And as we learned more about it, we realized that from the start, the investigation of the murder of her husband focused on her. It was a small town called Holden, Missouri, in western Missouri, a rural town, and her husband was murdered in the middle of the night. The lead investigator from the start focused on Patty as a prime suspect, and through a lot of innuendo and misleading testimony, convinced the jury that she was the murderer. And we think the whole procedure was unjust. Moreover, we learned more and more about her record in prison, her extraordinary record, the effect that she's had on countless fellow prisoners who have written to the governor asking for Patty's release, and really inspired us to really work on her behalf.
The only thing that can get Patty Prewitt released is a stroke of the pen of the governor of Missouri. Executive clemency is her only option. All her other legal recourses have been exhausted. So the only way that she can get out is if we convince Governor Jay Nixon, Democrat of Missouri, to use the constitutional power vested in him to remedy these injustices. Patty has 4 adult children, 10 grandchildren, and 2 surviving parents who actually had to raise her 4 children when they were essentially orphaned when their father was murdered and then their mother incarcerated for his murder wrongfully, in my opinion and the opinion of many others who have advocated for her over the years.
Her story kind of exemplifies a growing national problem in terms of over-incarceration and particularly long sentences without providing for opportunities for parole. It's a big issue both in Missouri and throughout the nation. People are very moved to want to help Patty. I mean, as we saw today at St. Mary's. I mean, this is not in Missouri, and there's still an outpouring of support for her and for her case. And it's an issue that I think has there's clear sort of justice issues involved.
I correspond with Patty. I'm in regular touch with her. She's become a dear friend of mine and someone who I admire and respect more than anyone I have ever met. And I feel absolutely convinced in her innocence. I believe in her innocence. I believe in her. And I know that she belongs out here with us. And it would give her and her family great relief. They've lived in the wake of this violence for over 2 decades, and it's time that they all were free.
So this is why we're focusing on Governor Nixon. He is the one person who can grant Patty release, who can get her home to her family. So focusing on Governor Nixon is the key to getting Patty clemency and getting her home.